Yo, Flakko just cooked this, man. Sometimes someone says something so well, I'm like, man, I couldn't have even said that better. Let's take a watch.
A lot of y'all are tough on Fresh and Fit, but we have to admit, bro, what Myron is putting Fresh through on Fresh and Fit is cruel and unusual. No man should have to go through this, bro. Fresh did not sign up for this alt-right heel turn that Myron is taking. When they started the podcast,
alt-right heel turn, crazy.
Fresh simply signed up to have a podcast, have women on the podcast, have a good life, chill with celebrities, uplift men, save men, and just live a comfortable life, bro. He didn't sign up for this freak show that Myron is currently putting on, and he's dragging Fresh down to the abyss, and I don't think it's fair, not one bit, bro.
For y'all who don't know what's going on, this is not a recap video. I'll let Flakko kind of recap. I just want to get to the meat and potatoes of it.
Everything, every issue, every ailment in society, you could tie it back to feminism. Every single one. Feminism. Who pushed feminism?
So this is what Myron gets into again. His views are not reflective of my channel. He believes everything in the world that's bad is because of feminism. All right, gotcha.
Eddie, you could tie it back to feminism. Every single one. Feminism. Who pushed feminism? The Jews. Gloria Steinem, etc. Who pushed homosexuality? The Jews. See, these are the conversations they don't want you to hear.
Bruh, you scaring the hoes. The question's like, bro, what are we doing here, bro? Like, I'm here to talk about these chicks, this red pill stuff. I'm here to talk about the men improvement, bro. I'm here to talk about some pop.
Yeah, which was what Fresh and Fit built their podcast on. Relationships, and then they had the money shows, and then they had, we'll bring on real estate investors, stock market, crypto investors. To go from that to now, you want to be alt-right because it's cool, you know, based, you know, and I don't think a lot of the alt-right people realize the word base comes from Lil B, the bass guy. So like, stop, I mean, pay homage. But that turned into, okay, we're going from relationships and red pill content to doing content like Nick Fuentes and like these super alt-right racial type of people. I don't understand that.
Topics, bro, and go home to my mansion. Why are we even talking about this, bro?
Right.
Who cares? We're not thought leaders, bro. We're here because we have a core fan base who love to hear our opinions on relationships, bro. This other JQ stuff, bro, that you done got into, bro, what are you on? And you can see Fresh face in his like entire mannerism, bro. He's sick of it.
Right? This is what I mean when I tell y'all. I would rather be honest with you guys and keep it 1,000 and say what the it really is than having to bite my tongue.
Well, the real reason is, the reason why Myron is leaning into this super alt-right, racist content is because he's already been demonetized. And it's going to be hard for him to be monetized anywhere else. And because of the stuff he said on the podcast, it's not like he can go and get a regular job. Again, he can just be like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go back to my Homeland Security agent job that he used to have. He can't do that. So he looks at it like, I'm just going to lean into it. I'm already banned on places. I'm already demonetized on YouTube. You know, and they were making huge money on YouTube. I would think like close to 6 figures a month at one point Fresh and Fit was making on YouTube. Between the views, the clips, and the super chats, yeah. I can't go back to that. So I'm just going to lean into it. I'm just going to lean into it, and then I'm going to paint myself as I'm a free thinker because I'm saying the things that no one else wants to say because we would like our channels to continue to be live. And I don't think we would say this stuff anyway. I don't think anyone watching, most people on YouTube do not hate Jewish people. Most people do not hate Black people or calling different ethnicities lazy and just saying all this, you know, racial stuff. The reason he's doing it is to appear edgy, shock value. And it's like, well, I can't make money any other way. So I'm just going to pretend to be a free thinker by saying the things that no one else is dumb enough to say.
Not biting my tongue.
It's called sunk cost fallacy. Can we look that up? It's a phenomenon where a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have already invested so heavily in it, even when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. This is exactly what's going on with Myron and this alt-right stuff. Sunk cost fallacy.
Jews, Nigs, Asians, Pajeets, stinky Indians, Blacks, Arabs, even Arabs, I criticize them. I'm not biting my tongue. I call it like it is. Facts are facts, regardless of who says them. Anyway, rant over. All the problems we have in society.
And I think it's not even really critiquing people. It's more so, I'm just gonna say racial stuff. I'm gonna say shock value stuff. It's like early Eminem music, you know, where Eminem is just saying all the stuff and, oh yeah, look at the two rhinos having sex on TV, and you know, I just chased I chased my teacher around the class with a stapler and stapled his nuts to the paper. And it's like, okay, who is this appealing to outside of preteens, adolescent teens?
You can always tie it back to feminism. And then you figure out who started feminism, all the isms, communism, feminism, Marxism, socialism. Who always starts it? The dreidel spinners. So anyway, we'll continue on.
So imagine you're watching this channel, you subscribe because you like the red pill content, you like when they talk about the crypto, like the stuff their channel was built on, and then he just goes on this rant. Like, why?
I just want to say, I love all my Jew friends. I love Jews. I love everybody. And I don't hate nobody.
This is Fresh playing hardball, and I love it. Because
shout out to the Jews,
podcast, why are we talking about this?
Right.
What good does this do? And they keep on crashing out. So Fresh is now actually taking a stance of, listen, I'm going to distance myself away from this nonsense whenever it comes up, because I want the people to know when these clips go viral that I'm not anti-Semitic, that I don't hate anybody, right? That I'm not out here attacking blacks and other groups of people just because.
Well, it's too late because he sat idly by. Fresh has sat idly by as Myron has kicked this type of stuff. And even like the racial stuff, you know, they'll go in on African Americans. None of them are African American. I guess they are technically. Their parents are from Africa or a black country, and they're born in America. They're not black Americans, like in the term that we would use it. They go on and on about, you know, how it's like the KKK stuff. Blacks are lazy, this and that, this and that. He sat idly by while this type of conversation was happening. So it's almost a little too late to try to separate yourself from it because you're already on video agreeing with this type of buffoonery. And that this goes for the entire Fresh and Fit team. You all are going to be held responsible for what Myron is doing. I think it's good that Fresh now is trying to clean it up. Like, I don't want to do this anymore, but you all are held responsible for what this man is saying. Fair or unfair?
I'm just a podcaster, bro, who's trying to save men, enjoy women, bro, enjoy my money, and have a good old time. I'm not here for this other buffoonery. Now, I'm not sure if it's the echo chamber or if Myron really do live in a state of delusion, but Myron is under the presumption that he's a thought leader. He's under the presumption that people are coming to him to figure out where to go in life. They're coming to him to figure out who to galvanize behind, who is the problem in society. No, bro. No. Like, the people who are watching you, they're watching you because you're crashing out. And
yeah, it's like watching Jerry Springer.
Have the same ideology as you, like the Nick Fuentes and others. They're watching you and looking at you as if you're stupid, right? Like they're watching you crash out and they're laughing in silence because that's what these parasites do. Like the people who've been banned on all platforms, like the Nick Fuentes,
they want to bring you down with them.
They do this to everybody, all right? They find a new hot show, they attach to them. Once that show get canceled, or once their platforms who this show is on see that the people who's been banned, they're frequent guests on those podcasts, they ban them, and then the parasites move on to another podcast where they can destroy it. So
that's right. And yeah, they got to be looking at you dumb. Fresh and Fit had one of the most profitable YouTube channels, and to throw that away because you want to have Nick Fuentes on, like to even have Nick Fuentes on. And I think pretty much that's the general thought, is that Nick Fuentes episode is what got the Fresh and Fit podcast demonetized. To even have him on after YouTube has already banned him, you're playing in YouTube's face as if they need you. Like, oh yeah, we're one of the top earners on YouTube, and YouTube takes a cut of all our earnings, so they're not going to do anything to us. We're a top earner. Oh, well, you thought wrong. To have Nick Fuentes on, who doesn't even align with the type of guests that they have on the show. They usually have guys like, who did they have in the past? Waka Flocka. They had Asian Doll. They had DJ Academics. Andrew Tate. Those are your guests. Why are you going to bring on this super far-right conservative racist dude? He goes on your podcast. He's calling y'all the N-word with a hard R. Y'all are laughing. It's all good. And then you get your channel demonetized. So was it really worth it? And he's looking at y'all like you're stupid. Like, you have one of the top YouTube channels of all time in terms of profit, and you're going to throw it away to have me on? So this is the sunk cost fallacy I was talking about. Like, we've already invested so much in this and lost it. It's not like changing our tune now. It's not like changing our tone and our conversations and what we're talking about now is going to help us. We've already appealed to YouTube. They've already said we're not getting our account back. Well, let's just go harder. Well, we're leaning all the way into it. Okay, let's see how that works out for you.
Essentially, Myron destroyed his entire podcast for these people, and they still don't respect him. Think about watching Fresh and Fit recently. Have you seen the parasites on Fresh and Fit? Have you seen the Nick Fuentes comment on Fresh and Fit as of recently? Have you seen it? Because I haven't. And they've been completely shadow banned. And people like Nick Fuentes and these parasites, they no longer have use for Fresh and Fit, right? They see that Fresh and Fit has been shadow banned, that the algorithms now have a war against Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit probably would never go back to being what they was on YouTube and these other platforms. So now the parasites is looking for other places that they can attach to, get their agenda off, get that platform banned, and then move on as well, right? Because if these people have been banned, do you feel like these people were happy for your success? Do you feel like these people were happy that you got to preach the red pill without being banned and got to enjoy a good living while they essentially had to preach to people on Rumble to like 20 viewers? No, they weren't happy at all. And Myron will want you to believe that he's fighting to speak the truth and he's fighting to be a truth teller.
Boy, cooking.
Bro, all Myron wants, bro, is the right to spew racial slurs, bro. Like, that's it.
He's cooking. Quite frankly, you guys are stupid. You guys put watermelon, you put salt on your watermelon, ridiculous. You guys eat fried chicken, ridiculous.
First of all, if you don't like fried chicken, something's wrong with you. If you don't like fried chicken and watermelon, something is wrong with you. Now, I don't think I've ever tried salt in watermelon, but that sounds pretty good. I try to stay away from salt. But you can see, like, none of this, like, if you're a black watching this guy say this, it's not even offensive unless, like, you're like 8 or 9 years old. It's just a guy doing stuff for shock value. It's like Tyler, the Creator, eating a roach and hanging himself in a video. Yeah, you want views and you want, to offend some people. You want all eyes on you. Cool. This is not even offensive. And also, it's not offensive because everyone loves fried chicken. It's just like crazy. It's just sad that he feels the need that this is what he has to do. And this is, again, part of his sunk cost fallacy. I've already invested so much in this and lost it that I'm just going to lean all the way into it now. And I'm going to pretend by me saying this, by me saying these type of things.
Stupid. You guys put watermelon, you put salt on your watermelon, ridiculous.
By me saying this type of stuff, by him saying this type of stuff, I'm going to pretend to be enlightened, free thinker, thought leader, like Flakko was saying. When in reality, no one's coming to you really to, be a thought leader. You're not like Cenk Uygur. You're not like Patrick Bet David. You're not like, no one comes to this show no one goes to Myron for this type of stuff. They go to Fresh and Fit to see people get kicked off. Girls get kicked off and yelled at. That's why they go.
You guys eat fried chicken, ridiculous. You guys are fat, ridiculous. You guys wear weave, ridiculous. You're ugly, okay?
Yeah, the weave is ridiculous.
There are some attractive black women out there, but that's an anomaly.
What are you, African? The fuck you look Somali or something? You don't even look white.
Black people need to stop being lazy. You're not gonna get a handout, okay? We're not gonna give you reparations because guess who's gonna have to pay for that shit? The middle class is gonna have to pay for it. Yes. Now, let's keep it 1,000. You didn't get your reparations. What you gonna do with it? You gonna buy a bunch of some Jordans?
Saying black women are ugly and the fine ones are the anomaly is just peak crash out, bro. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. There's nothing to really respond to there, bro. It's a clown show. It's buffoonery. When you engage with the buffoonery, then you become a clown as well. Statements like that, bro, you just laugh at, bro. Like, you just treat it like the absolute dummy that, he deserves to be treated as, bro. Bye, bro. Bro, stop.
Yo, Flakko is cooking with grease, lard, grapeseed oil, all the good stuff.
Stop wasting noise, bro. Bye, bro. And playing monkey noises as the black woman is speaking, it's kind of like, bro, like, what you want to be, bro? Like, the people you want to be don't really accept you. The irony,
and it's not even offensive. Like, the stuff he's doing is not even truly offensive. It's just sad.
About all of this is that Myron exhibits the same traits of a raggedy igga who he speaks about. Think about it, bro. A raggedy igga is usually somebody who's disenfranchised, right? They were deprived of something. And they grew up in an environment with scarcity. And when you're deprived and you grew up in an environment with limited resources, you tend to make bad decisions, and then you tend to blame those bad decisions on other people, like the government, white supremacy, et cetera, et cetera. Myron is speaking out against that. Well, if you look at Myron actions, where he's been deprived of what he believes is free speech.
Yeah.
He's been put in a situation where he has limited resources and limited access to revenue from his content.
Right.
So what did he do? He started making bad decisions. He started crashing out.
Doubling
he started
down
saying a
on
lot
it.
of dumb things. He started going overboard with the anti-Semitism and the racism. And now he's in a situation where he can't come back from it. And now guess who he's blaming? He's blaming the system. He's blaming the Matrix. He's blaming the JQ.
It's everyone's fault. It's the Matrix. It's the government. It's the Jewish people's fault. Shout out to the Jews, It's the Jewish people's fault. Oh, it's raggedy black people's fault. No, it's your fault, brother.
So Myron is quite literally the same person he's speaking out against. He's just a raggedy nigga. I mean, I don't know, like, I'll just explain it. But what's even more laughable too, bro, is the people who are in their audience tend to think that Myron is somehow the one who is pushing for this podcast, but that's not the case at all. Like, their audience is actually brain dead and think that Myron philosophy and what Myron is doing is pushing
the audience gets smoked too.
Podcast forward more than Fresh philosophy, which is let's not talk about these things on the podcast where we have to monetize and take care of our staff.
Well, the goal is because I wanted an answer to it, but it's also kind of crazy to me that after everything Myron has done for you, he's basically made you rich, and you still kind of snake him a little bit, like, you know, like that whole Zerka thing, you know, the things you say on Twitter, like those little shady, anybody who's got half a brain can kind of see what you're getting at. And it's kind of like, this guy made you rich, and for you to still be so unappreciative.
That fan base deserves Myron, bro. For them to think that what Myron is doing and his actions is what's pushing the pod forward or making the pod money is just absolutely absurd. And clowns like that, first of all, I don't even know why Fresh would even entertain a clown like the caller that called in, bro. That clown knows nothing about like monetization, revenue, nothing, bro. The clown thinks that crash out equal dollars. It doesn't, right?
Well, you got an audience, and this just goes to what I was saying earlier. The audience is not going to Fresh and Fit, large in part. I'm sure there are people who do go to Fresh and Fit for the Money Mondays and, you know, the other content that's not that show with the girls, the after hour show where they yell at girls. But most people are going there for that. So when Fresh doesn't engage with that as so much as Myron does, they look at Fresh as he's not adding to the show. He's too nice to the girls. He's soft. Why would they think that? It's because they want the kickouts. They want girls getting screamed at, reduced to tears, XYZ. People go to Fresh and Fit whether they like it or not. It's Jerry Springer. You know, it's not Oprah. It's not, you know, even Ricky Lake. It's Jerry Springer. It's like bottom pit of talk shows. Was Jerry Springer popular? Sure. But look at the type of content they had on there. It's not really something that you can be proud of.
Crash Out is actually the opposite, bro. Crash Out actually equals limited resources, limited revenue. You get put to the corner of the internet and you get told you're toxic waste that nobody can touch you or collab with you, bro. You think that like people like the celebrities that came on that podcast will be on that podcast without Fresh? You think that podcast will have notoriety in the black space without Fresh? You think that podcast would be making the blogs like Shade Room and Fresh and Fit, and Academics and No Jumper and Say Cheese? You think that podcast will be making those platforms without Fresh? Absolutely. Yo, that podcast wouldn't be relevant in pop culture without Fresh. Without Fresh, that podcast would have probably died like the other Red Pill podcast that came and went. Right? Like, so no, like for example, yo, like the Whatever podcast right now is probably bigger than Fresh and Fit.
Well, the Whatever podcast, and notice they're talking about the same stuff. They're even using Fresh and Fit's talking points. So this is how you know that Myron dug Fresh and Fit podcast's grave. By having Nick Fuentes on and going alt-right and all that crazy stuff, he dug their grave. Because you have a podcast in Whatever, which is extremely boring to watch, by the way, where they're doing the same thing, but Whatever is still monetized, aren't they? They're still going on. They're pretty much the top player left in the space. So it wasn't the Red Pill stuff that got Fresh and Fit removed. It was Myron. It was having Nick Fuentes on. And it was letting Nick Fuentes come on and just say stuff that's going to get your channel looked at by YouTube. That's gotta hurt, because they used to talk mad cash shit about Whatever, which they should. Whatever podcast is like a weaker version of what they used to do. But who outlasted who? Who is still monetized? Gotta hurt.
But do you see the Whatever podcast being posted on Shade Room, Academics, Say Cheese, World Star? You don't see it, right? No, you know why? Because they don't got Fresh. They don't got a master networker. That's why their platforms don't have the publicity and the reach that Fresh gave Fresh and Fit. And the fact that Fresh right now, yo, he knows what's best. He's telling them, bro, hey, yo, can we stop?
Yeah.
Yo, doing this doesn't benefit us. These dudes who are encouraging us to do it, fam.
Look where they at. They're all demonetized.
Got our best interest at heart. Listen, if the fans think it's a good thing that Nick Fuentes is online calling Myron the black you know what, then they're out of their mind. They're just stupid.
That show would be crazy. Myron is literally transformed into Black Hitler, and it's awesome, and I'm here for it. Like the clip went viral where Myron was going off about the Jews, and Fresh was just sitting there like totally not into it, and all these black people are quote tweeting saying, "Imagine you're Fresh, you signed up with Myron, and he's gradually evolving into Hitler, and there's nothing you can do about it." It is so funny.
Y'all think that's better for the podcast? Yo, the fans are just brain dead, bruh. Yo, what Myron is doing is stigmatizing Fresh and Fit. You think Nick Fuentes coming online and calling Myron?
There you go. There you go. Yo, Flakko he on one. He was on one this day. All he's doing is stigmatizing Fresh and Fit. All of these guys, Fresh and Fit, they're going to have a stigma. And the people who associate with them. The soundboard, Mo. The soundboard guy, Mo. And the other soundboard guy. Even their girlfriends, the girls they mess with. Because of what they're talking about, what Myron is talking about, everyone gets the stigma attached. Everyone's social life is just a little bit worse because of what he's choosing to do. And it's actually really selfish.
Myron that publicly is the best thing. You think Myron closely aligned himself with Nick Fuentes after Nick Fuentes have openly admitted that Myron, his dad, is better for the podcast? Listen, man, good luck, bro. All I hope from out of this, bro, is that Fresh finds his way out of this, bro. Fresh moves on and have more success, bro. Fresh, sort of gets unbanned from YouTube and gets to really do this thing how he wanted to do it, bro. Because right now it feels like, Myron essentially has killed his dreams, right, on YouTube. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right?
Shout out to Flakko. So look, bro. He was really cooking in that video. Again, sometimes when I watch YouTube videos, I'll be like, yo, this person just said my thoughts about this topic in just a much better and more concise way than I've ever said it. And that was one of those situations. Fresh and Fit, man, they're still going. So shout out to them. They're still going. Even after demonetization, they're still keeping the wheels turning. But what's the end game? They've already cut down their after hours show from they used to do it 5 days a week. Then it went to 3. Now, I don't even know what it is. I don't even watch the clips anymore. It's the same stuff every time. And I think it's sad. The fact that Myron thought he can go on. He can have these guys who are banned on YouTube, Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, more so Nick Fuentes. I think that's the reason they got banned. They can have him come on their podcast and spit the stuff that got him banned on YouTube, on their podcast on YouTube. And they thought they could do that and YouTube wouldn't do anything. Then YouTube demonetizes you and everything changes. You lose your $60, $80, $100,000 a month that you normally got because you can't run ads on your videos. The advertisers don't want to be associated with you. You can't earn super chats anymore. You have to go to Rumble, which is a smaller viewer base. So because of that, you got to cut staff. You got to cut, it's less profits overall, net income. I think it's sad that now Myron, instead of changing, because he knows the appeals didn't work, he knows that YouTube's probably not going to let him back on. He knows he's already damaged his character. People are looking at him a certain way because of what he's talked about on this podcast. So instead of trying to change or walk it back, Myron's thing is, I'm going to lean more into it. But now you got him going on live stream talking about, oh yeah, you Black Americans, you eat fried chicken and watermelon and weaves. Oh, okay. The insults aren't even offensive, but he's just saying anything. I don't know why he's saying it, but he's doubling down. He's got that sunk cost fallacy. So anyways, what do y'all think about this? How many more months or years y'all giving Fresh and Fit podcasts until they disband completely? Over or under 6 months? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5RapWebsite.com. Peace.